What is going on, everybody? My name is Fluffy Ninja, and welcome to the video. What this is actually one of my first games on Call of Duty Cold War. So I'm super excited that I was able to actually play the alpha. I had to borrow a friend's PlayStation 4. He was kind enough to, let me take it for the weekend. Unfortunately, the weekend did not go as planned. So what the plan was go home Friday and literally start streaming from 8 o'clock until they kicked us off on Sunday. And that was the entire plan. That was going to be my entire weekend. I had planned it out, scheduled everything. And then when I got home, PlayStation 4, plugged it in, made sure everything was working, but I never checked my audio levels. I never checked if it was recording audio or how I was supposed to record audio on the PlayStation 4. Turns out you need to use the Elgato chat link, which I happen to have because I don't actually know why, but I just happen to have one. And I was like, okay, so I just plug it in, and I was getting audio through the headset that I picked up strictly to play on PlayStation 4. And I'm like watching the levels, and I'm not seeing anything. And I'm like, all right, well, that's weird. I don't know. And I just played through the one game, and unfortunately, like, the audio just did not record. Turns out, because it's recording on analog, the threshold is just way lower than, through the regular HDMI through the Elgato. So I had to raise the levels in the Elgato software, in my Streamlabs OBS software, and then I was finally able to get sound. We did stream for a little bit, but because I was just so frustrated with the audio issues that I was having, the technical issues with the PlayStation itself, the technical issues with Black Ops Cold War's servers just being slammed with everybody trying to play the alpha. It just did not go well. I played 2 decent games on stream, and then I immediately got thrown into the sweatiest lobby possible. So you can tell that skill-based matchmaking is definitely still in this game. It just never works in my favor for some reason. So I'm not really sure why Activision, why Treyarch thinks, yes, we have to have super strict skill-based matchmaking because we have to protect the shitty players and make sure the good players just beat the shit out of each other. And then the cheaters also get thrown in with the good players, which is super frustrating. The other thing that I was kind of like, man, this was not a good experience, is because the people that I had scheduled to play the alpha with me, like, they had stuff going on in their life, and, they just weren't able to make it to the actual, like, streaming session, and it just didn't go well. So trying to play by myself is just super boring, because as much as I can talk on camera and stuff like that, it's just easier to do when you have a group of friends. It really is. It makes the stream flow way smoother. It makes time pass by like it's nothing. And unfortunately, it just didn't work out for the alpha on PlayStation 4. I do know the beta is coming pretty soon. But again, I will be playing this game primarily on PC, and not being able to play with my friends that I have on PlayStation 4 and my friends that are on Xbox if I choose to borrow the PlayStation 4 again. It just, I don't know. Like, I'm getting a little sick of this timed exclusivity thing. I get it. Sony paid an assload of money just so they could be like, well, we get everything first, and that's great, but you are hurting and tearing the community apart. If you want people to like your game, if you want people to have fun playing your game, then you have to make it accessible to everyone at the same time. I get it, money is involved, sponsorship deals, whatever, but you are hurting the community that you are trying to build, that you are trying to have support your game and, pay for your product, and then spend money on microtransactions and skins and cool looking guns and all this other shit. You are hurting the chances of the community doing that because we keep getting fucked over by this timed exclusivity thing. I was on PlayStation for the longest time when Xbox had the deal, and I was like, all right, well, I'll switch to Xbox. And then, like, the next year, Sony outbid Microsoft, and then it all went to Sony. I was like, God damn it, I just bought an Xbox. Like, what is your issue? So it really is just one of those things that, especially now in the time that we are to the point where we're playing with PC, Xbox, PlayStation. I'm sure there's other shit in there, but we've gotten to the point in Modern Warfare that it works well. Like, we still get thrown up against PC lobbies, and we get our shit pushed in, or in those PC lobbies, we can tell that somebody is hacking. I have video evidence of that actually happening, so it's not that I'm paranoid, it's not that, oh, I just suck, and that's what I'm going to blame it on. Like, I know what happens, I know how these things work, because I've been playing video games for a very long time. But it is one of those things that we are to the point now that this timed exclusivity, this only PC gets this, only Xbox gets whatever, that needs to go away. We need to get to the point where it's the gamers versus the company that's making the game. Instead of Xbox and PS5 and whatever and PC and, like, put all that aside, because that is why we are losing. That is why we are at the point right now that people are killing each other and beating the shit out of each other for the next generation of console pre-orders. It's absolutely insane what I have witnessed from people trying to get PS5s without the disc drive. Like, that's the stupidest thing that I have ever heard. That's the most first world problem that I think I've heard in the last couple years is, well, I want the new system, but I don't want a disc drive. That is the dumbest thing that I have ever heard. It plays the games exactly the same, and you can use it as a DVD, Blu-ray player, whatever. We all buy digital anyway, so who the hell cares? Again, this is kind of just a little rant that I had that I think fits this video perfectly, is that, A, there was an issue, a technical issue, which was mostly on my side. There was some server problems that I ran into before I was able to actually get this game recorded. And it's one of those things that, like, you are cutting out at least half of your player population, and you are restricting half of the feedback that you could be getting, because it's just for PlayStation 4. Nope, it's just for Xbox. Nope, it's just for PC. That is just the stupidest thing that I have ever heard, because all you're doing in the end is hurting your community and hurting your own game. The amount of people that have turned on Modern Warfare because they're so tired of the dumb little shit that they've been asking to get fixed for the last couple months. And, well, it's not a problem on PC, so we're just going to let it go. Well, it's not a problem on PlayStation, so we don't really care. Well, it's not a problem on Xbox, so, deal with it. And that's really dumb, that you have to separate these gamers into categories and camps that they've already chosen, but then you have to rub it in their face when there's something exclusive that you're offering to just one type of player, one section of your player base. That doesn't make any sense, and it really is hurting the community. I'm sorry that little Jimmy couldn't afford a brand new Xbox and a PS5, and he's got to play on PC because he's got PC friends, but he's going to miss out on all these exclusive things that are just for PS5 right now. That's the dumbest thing that I have ever heard, and you really need to kind of take a look and see, okay, apparently this is wrong. What are we going to do to fix it? I get it. People are paying you money to do things a certain way, but you need to help your player base. That is the biggest thing that you have. We saw a perfect example with Battlefield 5. They didn't listen to the player base. All of us left. Then they brought it back, kind of, to the player base's demands. And that game is still really not doing well. Because if you don't listen to your community, if you don't listen to the people that have been playing your game for the longest amount of time, then you are ignoring the biggest champions of your success. And you really need to reflect on that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Later.